introduction to WTV 60 series. So if you remember, I was suggesting in the month of February that we look at what we did, what we accomplished during COVID, that now is almost 2 years old. There are so many stories. There were so many acts of selfless giving. It was unbelievable, and still is, how people rallied to support each other and this pandemic, and to behave in the pandemic. So I want to start out by thanking all of the medical personnel who worked tirelessly, didn't they? I remember watching news reports day after day after day, seeing them in their garbs, hearing the stories of how serious the pandemic was, and how contagious it was, and how devastating it was. People on ventilators, on life support, alone in medical facilities, not able to see their loved ones in person. Those people deserve all the praise and thanks and rewards, if there are any out there, that could be given to them to show up every day, putting their own lives at risk and the lives of their families. The sad thing is, this pandemic is still with us, isn't it? 2 new variants since the beginning. People are still dying. Younger children now. When will we get back to any kind of normal? You know, first I was going to say, when will it be over? But from what I'm hearing on recent reports, over is not the correct word. It's becoming now something we're going to have to manage for who knows how long. So I can only ask people that have not yet gotten the vaccination to do it. To do it. It is safe. There are so many statistics show how it's safe. And of course, there are the crossover, people vaccinated, even boosted, that gets the COVID, but not in the severity. Anyway, that's a personal opinion, isn't it? So I want to think back to what I did during this pandemic. I have to admit, I was not one of those selfless people. I am so proud of those that did, and I hope we will find women that will share those stories in the few weeks coming up. But during that time frame, I was frustrated like so many other people because I could not get the vaccine. I think they became available in April or May of 2020. I was not able to schedule until October. What a drag, because I was willing but couldn't get it. I did then get my second 6 months later to the date, April 27th, just this past year, and just a month or so ago got my booster. So at least that is one step that I took to protect myself and those around me. I was not one of the people that was out on the front lines. I didn't know what to do, you know. I wanted to not put myself or others at risk, but it was still tax season, so I did deal with my clients. Most people mailed in their returns. I might have had 1 or 2 people came with the serious mask on that met me in person, but I really tried to stay isolated and confined. I think the best thing that happened during that time frame, and I'm not even sure how it happened, but somehow I reconnected with women, 10 women that I was very close with, roommates at some point in time from college, 50 years ago. I'm giving you a time frame. 50 years ago. I don't even know how it started, but we started having a weekly Zoom call. Every week we would get together. Not all of us, but those that could. And we weren't even talking about, anything of major importance other than getting our chance to gripe, I think, a little bit about the pandemic and the frustration that we were all having in getting our vaccines, and the sadness that this pandemic was among us and we had to shelter in place, which we did because we were in that older age group. It was so enjoyable to rekindle this relationship with women that I hadn't seen maybe 10 or 15 times since we graduated college in 1973. It was the highlight, I honestly believe, of this time frame. And it was so much fun that just last July 2021, July 27th, I went back to my hometown area in eastern Pennsylvania and had a 4-day, 3-night, now I'm going to tell the number, 70th birthday celebration with these women. I cannot tell you, I have not laughed as often or as hard as I did over 4 days with this group. And thinking back, even 2 days later, I said, what were we laughing about? And we couldn't even remember. But it was hysterical. Hysterical. I don't believe that I have had that kind of 4-day laughter since, or even before. These are fantastic women. So we'll see if I can get any of them to come on with a Zoom call with me that we will record and put online in this title, What I Did During the Pandemic. Of course, I also did some house projects. Maybe a little bit of cooking because I wasn't going out to the grocery store on a regular basis, and I certainly was not going out to eat. But I kept up with our shows, didn't I? Every Tuesday, I still continued to create content, film it, upload it, tips and techniques that I feel are very helpful for women in our demographic, 60s and older, as we go through this third act of life. That's my story. Thinking back, could I have done more? Could I have participated more? I don't know, but I'm looking for some other women that took a more courageous step to me that are going to come online and share their tale. All right, thanks for tuning in. I'm also going to include a link in the text message part. Last Thursday, I actually did a live Zoom call on our Facebook page, WTV60. I didn't realize at the time, as soon as it was finished and I was ready to share, I was supposed to save, and I didn't save. I can't save it now. So I want to share you the link that's going to tell you a little bit more about this month's show, Women Tell All, and what we have coming up March, April, and May so far. Thanks for tuning in. Dorothy Kelly saying bye-bye.